Today, we are going to be analyzing Jennifer McCabe's statement. So a little bit about me before we get started. I'm a former human intelligence collector for the US government. I'm a retired federal agent from the Department of Homeland Security. I'm new to creating videos on YouTube, and I'm still learning how to transition what I used to do as a job into what's interesting on a YouTube video. I was mixing my expertise, which is deception detection, with my theories about what could have potentially transpired that evening. Have you and Mr. McCabe ever discussed where that Jeep was, your memories of where that Jeep was? That's a very specific question for her, and this is still early on, and she's still having a hard time lying. And she says possibly. That's a very clear indicator to us that the answer is yes. He says, you're aware that he put the Jeep in the exact same place that you checked. Are you aware of that? Now I'm going to play a video clip of this, because this is crazy.
You're aware that he put the Jeep in the exact same place that you did.
Are you aware of that?
I am. Oh, wait, no. Oh, excuse me. Repeat the question?
You're aware that he puts the Jeep in the exact same spot you just put the Jeep, right in front of that mailbox, right?
I know he knows where the Jeep was. I'm not aware what he said in here.
She gets flustered. That tells us a couple of things. So she accidentally answered this question truthfully, and that created a panic in her. So that means that not only has she rehearsed these statements, you'll find out later with her little group, but there is very clear direction for her to say very specific things, to the point where when she slips up, she panics. So this tells us that the verbal linguistics indicate panic, which indicates collusion here, and should be remembered for the future. You're aware that he puts the Jeep in the exact same spot, right in front of that mailbox. I know he knows where the Jeep was. I'm not aware what he said in here. This is a perfect example of what I mean by a statement being rehearsed. She has very specific ways that she has rehearsed phrasing things. This is a powerful indicator that Ms. McCabe is aware of collusion and has rehearsed how to phrase sensitive areas. This is also an indicator that she is intelligent, but a very bad liar. What she wants you to do is label her as a dummy and then disregard everything that she says because of that. But we won't do that. We are going to seek the truth here. There are statements in here from the attorney where you can tell that she is actually confused on very, very simple statements, but that happens far less than she makes it appear that it happens. She tries to act confused everywhere, on every question, no matter what. She acts like everything is confusing. But she at least has a good memory. She is good at repeating rehearsed statements. I will start to highlight when she phrases something exactly the same way at numerous points throughout the statement. That's clearly rehearsed because she says it exactly the same way every time. And then there's other places I'm going to show you where when she makes a mistake, she'll start to talk under her voice and she'll start to repeat to herself what the rehearsed way of saying it was. So it's almost like watching a child on the stand, because the way that she thinks out loud or repeats things to herself makes it very clear. It makes our job very easy. Does he know where the Jeep was? Because you told him what to say about the Jeep. And she says, absolutely not. Saying a positive affirmation to that question before you say a negative statement makes it much easier, because it's like you're tricking your brain saying, I'm going to tell him the truth. Absolutely not. And you just throw the not out there. It's clearly very difficult for Jennifer McCabe to lie. So she has rehearsed her testimony extensively, and we'll be able to see that. But when she gets to a part where she either doesn't remember the rehearsed part or she hasn't rehearsed it, you're going to see very specific deception tags. So absolutely not seems like a deception tag, and we'll see if we continue to see that throughout here. Then we have a sensitivity tag, which is because. It's an explanatory statement. So you told him what to say about the Jeep. Absolutely not. It's because we drove together in the car and I asked, I possibly could have asked. So she tries to lie. She does her best to try and lie directly, and then she immediately has to undo it because it's very hard. It's extremely stressful, and she couldn't help but rephrase that and say, I possibly could have asked. So her body language here is an aggressive head shake, meaning she shakes her head no. She is scolding herself to her mistake. Ms. McCabe is very expressive, so body language, linguistics will be an important part of reading her. We're going to take a look at this video here and put this into context.
You know where the Jeep was because you told him what to say about the Jeep?
Absolutely not. It's because we drove together in the car and I asked. I possibly could have asked.